Right. We're going to go on to Survivor Series Saturday. This is a story. This this story, when I read it, brought tears to my eyes. And I read and hear a lot of stories. I probably am exposed to the majority, like 99.5% of all the stories that come across us. I'm able to actually take time, read, and listen. And this is a story. This is just it's an emotional story. It was tough. There's always something beautiful in every story, but this one's tough. And so this is from a woman named Melanie Hall, and this goes back 8 years ago. And this is just what an incredible example of how this runs in a family. Okay. And the tragic nature of it running in a family, and um, the resilience that you can find from somebody who is advocating for themselves to stay alive and pushing for learning more about the family and monitoring a family. And that's all I'm going to say, because you really need to read this story. Uh, but so much of aortic disease can be genetic in nature, and yet we don't even know what that gene is. And in the United States, having a known genetic condition is only represents about 30%. So 3 out of every aortic disease patients know what their aortic genetic condition is. The other 7 have no clue, and they may not for years to come. So if we were to rely on having great medical care only for those people who have something that's been diagnosed, what a tragedy this country as a whole would experience. But we experience that because people either don't know if they have Marfan, Loeys-Dietz, vascular Ehlers-Danlos, ACTA2, even a chromosomal issue like Turner syndrome. But we may not know what that is. So knowing your family history is so important, so that you find out if you should be monitored in hopes of potentially being diagnosed, so that you avoid these tragedies. I'm just saying, please read this story. If you take a minute, please read this story. If this doesn't move you, then you're unmovable. I don't know what to say, but this is like, it's like a big movie where you've got this climax and you're feeling like, oh, I just want to, you get angry and then you feel happy. It's so many emotions in this, and I'm going to leave it alone. But if you would like to share your story, because we want you to share your story, you can do it one of 3 ways. You can do it in written format here, as Melanie did. You can pre-record your story on video, and you can also go live like I am now and take questions from the community. So we encourage you to sign up for the Survivor Series, and someone will be in touch to capture that story. You want to be the inspiration and the light in someone else's day. It's very validating, it's very educational, and it's also very therapeutic. So thank you, Melanie, for sharing this amazing story. Incredible.